Hello, friends. I hope this message finds you doing well. I'm really excited to get on this live today. If you have not been here before, please say hi in the chat. Love to hear from all of our new friends who are just finding us for the first time. And to everyone here today, please feel free to leave any comments that you might have or any questions, whether you're watching this for the very first time or perhaps you are actually you're actually watching the replay of this. You can still leave questions and comments. I always come back and answer them all. So I am Brandi of Brandi Michelle, and I am a happiness coach. So I help people who really start to realize that success and achievements aren't going to bring them the happiness that they always expected it to. Really, society teaches us that happiness comes from kind of like these outward things. And I help people shift that paradigm, make happiness a goal unto itself so that you can realize that happiness is an inside job. And the beautiful unintended consequence of that is that the happier you are, the more success will come into your life with ease, with flow, and you'll start to see these beautiful synchronicities. And you will realize that it really is the lens through which you should see the world. Otherwise, we just find ourselves on this hamster wheel where we are constantly searching and seeking, only to never find exactly what we're looking for. I do a monthly program that is called the Joy Blueprint, and it really is an amazing course. There is so much content in there. There is so much to draw from. You get these 20 really deep, beautiful lessons that are going to help you kind of uncover the things that are blocking you from being your happiest, best self. There's exercises so that you can just more than learn about the work, you can actually embody it, which is the most important part. And there's a community that you become a part of, as well as weekly community calls where I am there and I can coach you and help you, again, really embody the work. So it's $497. It launches on the first Monday of every month. So the next one launches on September 4th, and I would absolutely love to have you there. Okay. I've put the link here in the comments so you can go to my website and learn more. Also at my website, you can sign up for my twice a month journal entries, which is my version of a blog. And again, you'll get some really deep dives around in written form around kind of things we should be thinking about as we're trying to be the highest and best version of ourselves. Again, thank you guys so much for being here. It really warms my soul. Every single human that tells me that they enjoy my work, they tune in for my work, and that it has helped them even in the slightest way. So heartfelt thank you to each of you. Okay. So today we're going to talk about embracing all aspects of ourselves, right? And this is like such an important topic because I've oftentimes found, and also I was the person who kind of really early on in my journey, there were like parts of me that I just desperately wanted to be different, right? Like I wanted to be more disciplined and I wanted to, have these achievements come to me much more quickly. If I made a mistake, I was like really, really hard on myself, right? And what you will start to realize is that we have to have this beautiful self-acceptance of all that we are. And it is from this place of self-acceptance, it is from this embracing of ourselves that paradoxically we can shift and change. right? So if you were to go up to someone that you met and say, hey, here's all the things that are wrong with you. Um, and this is what needs to be changed, that probably wouldn't really be received that well, right? And that's essentially what we're doing with ourselves. We're like coming up to ourselves and saying, these parts of me I love, the rest of you have got to go. Please leave as quickly as humanly possible. And the unfortunate reality of that is that then we're in this place where it creates tension, right? So when you're in this place where you're like, I love everything about you, perhaps there's areas that we can up level and there's areas that we can think about that will be more contributive to the life that we're seeking. But just as we are whole and we are fine. Then that part of you is going to be more receptive because it's not going to feel as though it's in like a fight. There won't be this opposite tension that needs to be created, right? And so oftentimes I know you guys have heard, we don't do it very well in our society, but oftentimes it's like you catch more bees with honey. When you meet people from this place of love, they're much more receptive, right? And so thinking about that as it relates to ourselves, it would be much more impactful to shifting, right? It's the same idea that I shared with you guys about meditation, right? This idea that when we meditate, we don't try to quiet our minds. We actually accept all that comes in and we just gently shift our awareness when our mind goes versus telling our minds like, I really want to quiet my mind. I really want to quiet my mind, right? It's just this much more loving way, right? If I were to tell you, right, like don't look at the pink elephant, you are going to do everything to identify the pink elephant. You're going to do it subconsciously, right? So if there's an aspect of you that you're not accepting, you're actually like highlighting, bringing awareness, and you're elevating it above the parts of you that are really like in this beautiful homeostasis, right? And so we want to get to this point of embracing all aspects of ourselves, like one, because it will give us this deep sense of peace, right? Like I am perfectly fine in the space that I currently am in, while also allowing us to shift gently, right? And so we just acknowledge our imperfections and let go of that pursuit of perfection, because any time we are like in this pursuit of perfection, we're in the pursuit of what's not possible, right? It is an illusion. And anytime we're in this space of judging ourselves, right? Like we are lacking compassion. And so, as I've also shared with you guys, it's important to be in this space of loving yourselves like you love your friend, right? And when we accept ourselves fully, when we embrace all aspects of ourselves, it's not like from a place of like being complacent, like I'm fine just the way I am and I don't have to change, I don't have to grow, I don't have to up level, I don't have to learn, right? It's rather from this place of like, I'm human. And part of humanity is that like some days will be better than others. Some parts of me will be better than others. Some parts of my life will be better than others. And that is okay. Right. And so when you let go of this need to be different, then you can change because there's no resistance. And it really is this beautiful art of surrendering, right? And when we surrender, when we let go, we open up the floodgates to get the very thing we want. Now, I caution you because sometimes I find that people are Like, I'm going to surrender so that I can get what I want. And then all the energy goes to letting go and surrendering. And it's kind of the same thing. Like, surrendering is a genuine release, right? Just genuinely release. And it has to be heartfelt in your soul that you're okay with either outcome. Like, if I were to be this way the rest of my life, it would be a beautiful expression of who I am. And if I were to shift in any way towards this idea that I have, I will gain something through that experience as well, right? And so we need to wholeheartedly love ourselves just the way we are, the way we love our children just the way we are, the way we oftentimes love our parents just the way we are, right? And so through this lens of acceptance, we're just going to be in a much more beautiful place, right? And so I offer to each of you that when you can be compassionate with yourself, when you can surrender and let go around things about yourself, then the world will also give that level of compassion to you, right? Because the world is oftentimes simply mirroring back who we are to us, right? And so you want to be in this really beautiful place of embracing all aspects of who you are, and then the world will too. And how beautiful is that? And maybe from that space, you won't even have this need, desire, drive to change and be so different, right? And suddenly you exactly where you are in this place of peace. You exactly where you are already happy. And there need not be any change. And then from that space, one day you will look up and realize, wow, I've come so far. But it wasn't like pushing a boulder up a mountain. It wasn't through these hard repetitions. It wasn't through a drive. It was through this process of just being really okay with who you are, embracing all aspects of you in this place, from this place of self-acceptance, right? And then we're in this state of abundance, right? We're in abundance. Like, I have everything I need and I'm willing to have more, versus this place of lack. And this place of lack gives off the frequency, the vibration of desperation, right? It's a vibration of not being worthy, right? Like all the things we've talked about, right? And we're willing to do things that we may not otherwise do when we have lack about us. But when we know we are whole and happy and full and fulfilled just as we are, then you'll get more, right? So what do we see in the world, right? We see people who have one beautiful relationship start to have many beautiful relationships. We see people with money get more and more and more money. We see people who are like healthy and happy, like attract more health and happiness to them, right? So it is from this place of being complete, not being in lack, that you will get more and more and more. And as they say, your cup runneth over, right? So I would offer to you guys, as we head into the weekend, go into the weekend really from this really beautiful place of knowing that you are absolutely everything you could ever want and need in this world, and love all parts of yourself, right? So the part of you that makes a mistake, it is only through that mistake that you have this beautiful vision of all the aspects of you that are getting things right all the time, right? So we have to have contrast to have a depth of understanding. So I wish for you guys a life in which you love and embrace all that you are, all that you have. And when you have this sense a fullness about your life in the now, I promise you, it will only get better and better and better. With that, I send each and every one of you love. I thank you so much for being here. Please find me at www.brandymichelle.com and learn a little bit more about my program, The Joy Blueprint, and sign up to receive my journals on the 1st and 15th of every month. Until next time, lots of love. Bye. Also, I'm about to jump on Instagram and do a live Ask Me Anything. So if you have any questions, meet me over there. Bye now.